First time teaching Masterpiece online. So today we're going to talk about painting the portrait like Picasso painted. I have some supplies here, and I have something that you might find at home. Hopefully we've got crayons, some colored pencils, some Sharpies, some markers, a simple set of watercolors that comes with a brush. I even have a little coffee espresso to play around with, and we can try some of that. And what I've done, we're learning about Picasso in his ways of painting. He's interesting enough, he has a very interesting name. His full name was Pablo Diego Jose Francisco de Paula Juan Nepomuceno, I don't care, Maria de los Remedios Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad, until you come to Picasso at the end. So the Picasso name actually comes from his mother. So in the Spanish culture, Latin American culture, I believe that you take the name, not just your father's name, but your mother's name and your aunt's name and your grandmother's name, and you just kind of come up with this whole name and then shorten it to something like Picasso. So that being said, my full name is Lori Lorraine Julene J. Davis. Oh, what do you think of that? That's what I thought when I was in 3rd grade, but okay, we're just going to go with Lorraine. So now I've sketched up a few portraits here, like I would if I was Picasso. And so I've given myself, like, here's one that I think kind of looks like me. And then here's another one with me with my braid. There's a very strange looking, Picasso-like portrait. And then you've got, this was me in high school, my Farrah Fawcett look. And here I am with my braid again, and another just plain paper. Here's an interesting nose and eyes. So you can see that I've taken and just kind of taken a Sharpie and sketched out a bunch of ways to do myself a self-portrait. Now, I'm going to have my cameraman focus in up tight on these particular images of Picasso face parts that I got off the internet. And you can see that you've got some noses, some mouths, ears, and eyes. You can kind of focus in on these and maybe pull some of that. I did that with one of the portraits I did later on of myself, where I took this one and kind of made some interesting eyes like Picasso eyes, which was like, not this one, but, oh, here we go. Like here, this guy. I like that eye. Here's another set. This is something I found on the web, Roll of Picasso. I don't really know how to play it yet because I haven't really tried it, but I did like how they had images of how Picasso, some of his faces and noses, which are kind of interesting. And as you can see on this portrait, how interesting this one is with how he's done the nose and the eyes and the eyebrows and put the hat on. It's really abstract. So now, if I'm going to go with what I have here at home, and hopefully, well, being an artist, I have a lot of other supplies, but I'm trying to pick out some things that you all might have at home from your kids or just somewhere in a drawer. Now, I kind of like, where's that painting? Oh, here we go. This guy. Kind of like how this one looks. So I'm going to take my, I'm going to do this one in coffee. So if you can focus in on the coffee and my espresso, and I'm going to see what happens when I just kind of paint this up with some coffee here, real loose, and just having a little fun with it. Then I'll take a pencil, and maybe I'll even kind of come in and give it a little, if it doesn't break off, a little bit more scratching along here. Now, if I take my colored pencil, my crayon, I mean, I'm gonna just scratch, color in very loose, all the color here, just kind of whatever I have on hand, just kind of filling in, making it look a little bit interesting, and maybe I'll even give my eyelids some purple eyebrow paint. How interesting that is. I never wear eye makeup like that, but why not? It's a Picasso portrait. Here I'm going to fill in my lips, give them some really hot pink excitement. Fill a little more of this in, and I'm just kind of cross-hatching and just kind of letting it go. Here we go. Now, there's a very rudimentary portrait of Picasso. Let's try taking a Sharpie, a nice thick Sharpie here, and I'm gonna come in here and say, all right, here is my hair, like here, and here, I'm doing a side portrait. Here's my nose. That's my dog. And here are my lips, and I'm just kind of making them look kind of funny looking, so and maybe I'll even do an eye over here, and chin, ugly chin, but here you go. Anyway, there's a nice little portrait, interesting portrait of myself. Now, I'm going to take my watercolors, very simple set of watercolors, dip my brush into the water, and I don't know, this looks like it might be brown, so give my hair a little brown color. Oh, dipping into the coffee, always helpful. Now, some orange for my skin color. Ooh, that's ugly. Oops. And here we go, a little red for my lips. And some little pink cheeks, pink ear. And, oh, let's give myself some blue eyes. Right here. Ooh, that's attractive. I'm going to run some blue into the hair. Why not? Now, there we have now a couple of interesting looking Picasso-like portraits. Now, if you don't have any paint in your repertoire of things you might have at home, I took a bunch of magazine stuff. I picked out one magazine I found at the Red Brick and just kind of clipped out a bunch of stuff. Now, I'm going to take, and I think I want to use a different, here we go. I actually cut up a lot of my cardboard boxes, cereal boxes, to kind of make some canvases that, not everybody has canvases, and during this situation that we're in, even in World War II, Moreau, he used whatever he could find to do a painting on. I think he painted on wood that he found as he walked along, and a lot of other artists found whatever they could to paint because they didn't have all the supplies they needed. So in order to keep painting, they just found whatever they could. So I used my cereal boxes. Okay, so I'm going to do a collage. First, I'm going to draw a face here like this. I'll give myself a neck. and a couple of ears here. Now, I'm going to pick out, let's say I picked out, I cut out a nice earring I found. I don't wear earrings too often, but when I do, maybe I would wear something like this. But, okay, here's a little magazine picture, and because I have blonde hair, I'm going to just kind of cut this blonde hair out here like so. I don't want the face, just want the blonde hair. And I have a glue stick. I'm going to paste on some of this glue here onto my face. Oh, she's lovely. Here she is. And my earring, because I want to jazz it up. There's my earring. Now I might use some more of this hair here for my bangs. Let's cut off some of this fur. That's a good thing too. You can use that. Okay, and oh, perfect. There's my bangs. So I just kind of went through the magazine. I kind of like that, and found things that appealed to me visually, and things I thought, well, that could make nice hair. And I picked out like this for a background, and I might take and cut pieces of this and just make a part, you know, put the background in, and just keep collaging until I have everything, until I have a portrait that I think sort of looks like myself. And oh, here we go. I love flowers, so I'm going to make my lips out of these flowers because, you know, why not? But when I was coming in looking at the magazines, I thought, oh, here's something that could make a nice lip pattern. So I did have ideas as I was collecting my papers here on the right that, oh, this would make good lips. I found something else here that I thought also would make good lips. Oh yeah, here we go. See, look at this. This could be a fun lip arrangement that you could use on your face. I also clipped out some magazine stuff that had, like, where'd it go? Tan kind of looking color for my face that I might tuck in underneath here somewhere if I cut out a piece of this tan face, tan color. And, you know, here we go. Just, I don't know, let's pick up some of that dye there and pick up this paintbrush here to see if I can lift it up. But, no, it's not going to do. Use the old fingernail. Okay. Stick that back under there and get that face on. So, even if you don't have any supplies at home that you can find right away, you can always cut up one of your favorite magazines. Well, maybe not one of your favorites, but, you know, something that you might want to use. I suggest probably doing your base face first before you put the lips on, because it gets a little difficult. But I can work around that and just keep clipping and pasting stuff as I go. So, now you have an idea there. How do I look? Doesn't it sort of kind of look like me? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Enjoy your little project for this week. Post your information at the Red Brick website, and I will flash up information where to post those pictures when you're done. And Sarah, our director, Sarah Roy, will put all of that stuff on the web, and you can see your artwork on the web. So that's it for now. That's our class of Masterpiece Online. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's see what you can do. I'm going to work on mine. Bye. Have fun.